Hello, I'm Bood and welcome to Season 3, Episode 3 of Rebuilding Coventry City. As always, thanks for joining me, I really do appreciate it. Make sure you smash that like button, go and give it a cheeky tickle. If you're brand new to the channel because of this series, thank you very much. Hopefully you've subscribed and you're going to go check out some more of my other videos. First off, I just want to say thank you for coming back. Thank you for the support. I hope you're all happy and safe. Obviously troubling times with coronavirus, so I think we're all worried, so yeah, just stay safe if you can. I am working because I'm a bus driver. I do talk about being an engineer. Someone asked me, I used to be an engineer. I had a serious back injury, couldn't walk for a while. Got myself back on my feet. Couldn't go back to doing what I used to do, so that's why I work on the buses. Just in case anyone else is interested, that's why I'm working right now. So yeah, I'm working the next 11 days because we're taking like nurses, kids to school, kids who are still going to school, nurses to hospitals, all that good stuff. So I'm trying to make videos when I can. So if there's times when there's big periods where there's no video, I do apologise. Once I've got a day off, I'll do it. Also, to say thank you, and because my amazing subscriber Daryl gave me a copy of FM20, I'm giving that copy away. If you've seen episode 2, you'll know what the question is. Basically, you've got to email me and tell me the hat I wore in episode 1, what team is it, and what superstar quarterback have they just signed. Email it me, title it FM20 game giveaway. Give me both the answers and you'll be entered into the competition. Hopefully I might draw it for the next Coventry episode, because yes, there's going to be 4, possibly 5, maybe even 6 of these bad boys. I don't know if you're going to watch them, but I'm going to make them because I'm playing it and I'm loving it. So yeah, I think we should get stuck right in to Season 3. Season 2 in the Championship. Can we get to the playoffs this year? So last season was okay, I was quite happy with it. We were tipped to be in a relegation fight, but we ended up finishing 12th. Some disappointing results, some really good results. It's a very, very tough league, and we were new to it. But, I was quite happy with a lot of things at Coventry. I think we're going in the right direction. We're just going in that direction slowly and without a lot of money. But it's still a lot of fun to play. FA Cup, we got knocked out in the 3rd round by Middlesbrough, and we got knocked out in the 2nd round by Bristol City. I'm fine with that, and again this year, I'm not going to put too much importance on the cups. I just want to do well in the league and just keep trying to improve this club and get to the Premier League as quick as we can. Now we jump forward to the 1st of July. At this point, I'm trying to make some deals, trying to get some stuff done. But I just wanted to show you the initial bookies odds for us. They put us back down to 21st, put us back in a relegation fight, but I've not made any signings yet of any kind, so I think that would change. I hoped it would change because, like I said, we finished 12th. I want to do better. I feel like we can do better, even with loan signings. And I quite like this every year, getting to that loan list, seeing who's interested, seeing who we can get. Because there's some good players, and there's a lot of good players I could get if we had money. I've just got to go for them kind of loans that have got no fee at a low minimum wage-ish. Now, because of that solidarity payment, I've got money in the bank. I ain't got much to spend. Anything I do have, I'm just going to stick it in the wages. Again, this summer, similar to last year, we've spent a year in the Championship. That's probably helped our reputation, and there's a lot of players out there on freeze whose contracts have come to an end who would happily, and I mean happily, come and play for us here at Coventry City. I just can't afford the wages. 20 grand a week doesn't sound like a lot, but it is a lot. When it came to expectations, I just wanted me to avoid relegation or a relegation battle. I think I know once I've got the players in, we'll do as good as we did last year, if not better. 4th round of the FA Cup, 3rd round of the Carabao Cup, which has been drawn at the minute. In the 1st round, been drawn anyway against Leyton Orient. I love their logo, by the way. I love their club and the name and everything. It's cool as shit. But yeah, again, cups. Who cares about the freaking cups? League. It's all about that freaking goddamn Sky Bet Championship. Now we jump forward almost a month. It's now the 31st of July, and I've done pretty much all my deals. Now we've signed some freebies. Some of them are actually mine. I found a couple of good young lads who I think we could turn into decent players. One especially I was very, very happy with. Players going out. Again, we've got decent facilities and a decent youth staff, and we keep getting pretty good youth intakes. I'm not showing them yet because they're not out of this world, but we've got good 4.5 star players who other clubs keep coming in for, with bids like Lloyd Hall here from West Brom that my chairman just says yes to and overrides me. Knew he was a prospect. He's 16 and we've ended up selling him for just short of $1 million. A few other guys have been binned off, which it is what it is. But you know, we've dipped into the loan market. We brought in 6 loans and a good few free players, and I was excited. Some of them have come back. I'm giving them a second chance because I believe in them from just experiencing them in the game. Some of them I've never had before, so I was excited to see what they could do. Yeah, let's see what we did. Now we brought Adam back. He was here last year, came for the second half of the season, didn't do too well, only played a couple of games, didn't score, but his attributes and potential are brilliant. I've had him in the past. I think this year was going to be his year. It was definitely going to make him the main focus of my team. Oliver Skip, he came last year, he played a lot more games. He's just a good player. I like that he can cover 2 positions. He does a job for me. And he was best of a bad bunch really that's available. So yeah, hopefully he can step it on another gear this year. Another player from Norwich and another player from our past. It's actually his 3rd season here pretty much. He was here with League One, came back last year and he's here again. He's a good left back. I like him. I know him. Let's stick with him. I brought him in last year and I brought him in again. The trouble is, and I'll be honest with you, is availability and players and wages, and it's the loan fees. Some of them are good. I just can't afford it. We can't afford it. So if you know a player and he knows a club, sometimes it's best just to go back and bring him back. So that's what we've done. Next loan signing is 19-year-old Taylor Harwood. Bellis, who has loads of potential, looks absolutely outstanding. We've not had him before. I think he's a definite upgrade. I wish I could get loads of players like this. Only £2.5 a week as well. This is an absolute pick-up. And then the last loan signing we've made is Denzel Leby. We got him from Brighton. Now he's an out-and-out striker, but I think he's more of a winger. A bit of both. That's what I brought him in for. Backup striker, backup right winger. Excited to see what we can do. Now back to the transfer page as a whole, and you'll see we've got in 6 frees as well. Now some of these I've got in. I think one of them, maybe 2 of them, I didn't, right? So I didn't get this guy from Southampton. My staff member did. Next we've got Elliot Simpson. I did bring him in. I know some of the star ratings out of 5 or 6, but I think he's got some key attributes for a young midfielder. Maybe we can develop him. Josh Brooking I brought in. Right back, centre half, who I like. Loads of pace, can tackle, can mark, can head. He's got a framework to be good, and look at his potential ability. On a free, just been binned off. George Hunt from Ebbsfleet, I did not bring in. Martin Dyson, I did bring in from Curzon Ashton, just a defensive midfielder. Bulking out my youth team, trying to pick up some young players. The one I do like is Paolo Fabri. This is the kid I found. Maybe you don't get as excited as I did when I saw him. But I liked him, I thought, as a backup. He's got awesome eyebrows. The moustache is what sealed the deal for me. I just think maybe he could become a good striker. We'll have to wait and see. So, at this moment in time, that's pretty much it. We're going into this season with the same real player squad mainly. A lot of loan players from last year, apart from a couple. And a couple of freebies. But when it comes to the finances, we're looking alright. Now, obviously, I've got no transfer budget. I'm overpaying on wages. I don't know why they're not letting me sort that out. But I've got 7 million right now in the bank. Just trying to build some finances up. Hopefully, we can put that into the facilities, better training facilities and so on. But, you know, it's slower than any other rebuild, but I think we're going in the right direction. Over to the club vision, and they just want us to get established. Same shit. I want to be established in the Championship. Definitely don't want to go back down. I've got new coaches, new scouts, new physios, improved our youth recruitment and our scouting range. Just getting them little things done, innit? Ticking the things off the list. So who have I brought in? Well, I brought in one of my favourite players of all time. I watched him on Twitter this morning. Absolutely destroying the toilet roll keepy uppy challenge. It is the one and only legend that is Paul Scholes. Hey, my new technical coach can teach attacking. He's determined. He's got a bit of discipline. But look at his techers. I can't believe we've got Paul Scholes, Teddy Sheringham, Fernando Torres. Brilliant, isn't it? We've also brought in Ricky, who's been everywhere. He's been at United. He's been back at United. He's now here with us. He's been all over it, showing it. Scotland, Sunderland, legend. And a very good coach. He's 65 years old, but he's a very, very good coach and a great pickup for my staff. My staff, which now looks like this. This is my full coaching team. Still got the same assistants, still got the same head of youth. But I think we're looking Great, we've got the best coaching team by far in the Championship. It's way better than last year. Hopefully it shows results on the pitch. Now I am going to stick with the same tactic, I am. But I will admit, as the season goes on, I start to think about things. And I need to maybe think about things going forward. But for at least the first half, I'll still be using it. And there's times when I love it and there's times when it frustrates the hell out of me. But it's like anything really. I don't want the perfect tactic, me. Because that would be boring. But I do think we could make a change or two. Well, with those signings, yeah, they put us at 20th. Predicted to be 20th. We've got to prove the bastards wrong with an absolute passion. And we started to prove them wrong by having one of the best pre-seasons I've ever had. We went on a cheeky tour to Holland. We played Sutton and a couple of teams locally. One of them's a link of ours. And then we played Monaco. Now, I didn't set this up. I left my assistant again to do it. And when I saw he'd set up a Monaco game at home, I just thought, brilliant, last game. We're going to get annihilated. I nearly cancelled it. I'm so glad I didn't, because we freaking beat them. I mean, winning the games in Holland was great. Them two we should be winning, but Monaco, it's still Monaco. I don't care if they came and played a B team, they've got an ex-City player there. Do you know what I mean? Adam's got on score, Josh Park got a couple. Some right good freaking performances. Beating Monaco 3-2 in a friendly or whenever is freaking awesome. It's awesome, isn't it? It's awesome. What would be awesome though is to get this club in the Premier League. I know it's not going to be easy. It's definitely not going to be easy. It's tough last year. This year's going to be just as tough in this league. Got some big time players in this league now, big clubs as well as always. But I'm dying to get a new stadium and get the facilities up there. But I know now because we've had a takeover, I'm never going to get a Tycoon takeover. I've not seen many of them on FM20. I just feel without the Premier League, and I'm never going to get to where I want to be. But I was loving it. I mean, I'm working a lot. And that's why this series might slow down a bit now after this third episode. It's going to be tougher for me to play it as consistently. But I will be playing it. And I just hope you guys stick with it because, yeah, I can't wait to bring it to you. And hopefully we can do it together. It'd be awesome. Now, I'm not going to go through the players individually. You know most of the real ones that have been here. You know the guy. I've shown you the guys we've brought in. And most of them were here last year. So you know this team now. We still got Westbrook and a lot of the guys in defence. A lot of the guys going forward. They're all the same. Bloody guys. But can they do it for me? Now, we normally come back on the 1st of January. This is the 7th of December. You can see where we are in the league at this point at the top right there. So you can already tell we're doing pretty well. But I had to come back. I had to save it at this point. Because I got offered 2 jobs in the space of 2 minutes. Which I found awesome in a way. First up was Burnley, who were battling out down at the bottom of the Premier League. Not in the bottom 3, the 16th. But they've obviously sat the manager and thought, we like what you're doing. Obviously turned them down. And then the Newcastle job, and I don't know if you noticed on the odds page that Newcastle were predicted to be the champions. So they're mid-table, they're 10th, they're below us at the minute. So they've obviously thought, sacked their manager. They've got a 10th one in a minute. But obviously turn that down as well. Why would I do that? But it's just a nice thing on stuff like this when you feel like you're fighting a battle to get a little bit of recognition of good teams. Well, it is now January the 1st, and we are now in 10th. We're still above Newcastle, who are in 11th. So obviously we dropped a couple of places since you last saw us. Last time, I didn't show you where we were. I just told you we were 7th. We were battling out for the playoffs at that point. We've had a bit of a drop-off. And we're a bit up and down. I've got the same pretty much team we had last year, playing with the same tactic. We've just got a bit better staff. I think we're a bit better. This is my thing. I brought in Adam late last year. He didn't get to play much, he didn't score, and you might have thought, do you know what, forget him. But I believe in him. I've seen him do well, and look at him this year, joint leading goal scorer. So yeah, don't always give up on a player sometimes. Even if you look good, sometimes it's, it's like football, it's like real life, innit? Even though it's not, it's a game. But I think that. But yeah, we're doing alright, 36 points, not too bad. Defensively, we're not the best, we're 13th. It's not perfect, could be better. Going forward, we're 9th with 32 goals at this point in the season. I just feel they're doing really, really well, aren't they? The mighty Horde. I would love to see them bad boys back in the Premier League in real life. This is my squad arranged by average rating. We've got a couple of players standing out, mate. I'd say 3. Westbrook, again, one of you guys who is a Coventry fan said he's okay. He's not the best player. He is on here for me. He's a beast. Adam having the storm of this year, 16 goals. And obviously Harwood Bellis, the new guy from City, who is brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. And then we've got a few guys who are still here, just never leave. Jordy, he should be crap, but he's not crap. Scores goals, sets a few up. You know, I wish I could get better players in. I do. I really wish I could flesh this squad out with a bit more quality, but I can't right now. So we're just battling. But do you know what? Sometimes that's the fun of it, isn't it? Battling and punching above your weight. Over to the Carabao Cup, and like I said, I wasn't going to take it too serious. If I could help it, beating the odd game. We started off against Leyton Orient, scraped our way through with a 1-0 win. We then played Crawley, who we battered in style, really, with 2 goals right at the death from Adam bloody Ida. Scraped through on penalties against Peterborough. We nearly had it. They got back into it late on. Lotteries of penalties. We were better. We deserved the win. Then we had a bit of luck because we drew Newport. No offence if you're a Newport fan, but I thought we were going to batter them. We didn't. They put up quite a good fight at our place. And look who scored. Fabry. That youngster picked up for now. Even Jay Brooking, the young right back, had picked up for now with playing. Really proud of this game. And we got to the quarterfinals. I didn't really want to get far into them, but it's quite nice when you do. And we drew Bournemouth, and I thought, you know, you never know. Away from home, we could get a result. And we nearly did. We nearly got a result. We went 1-0 down, got back into it, and penalties, always a lottery. This time we lost it. When it comes to the FA Cup third round, we've drawn a Premier League team, the mighty, some might not agree with me, Southampton. So again, you know, if we get knocked out of this, I can't lie, I'm not too arsed. Now, one thing I was happy with at this point, I might change my mind later on in the season, was putting money back into the club. This is what I wanted, and we're finally getting there. Improve the data analysis facilities, they get completed quite quickly. And they were going to improve the training in the youth facilities, which I was absolutely ecstatic with. I thought, yes, finally getting there, going in the right direction, man. We lost ourselves a fitness coach, a very good fitness coach, but he's gone to become a manager at Lincoln. Couldn't be too disappointed, but look how good he is. Now, I haven't replaced him because we're still alright, so I won't too worry just yet. Just always a bit, when you have someone as good as that, it doesn't annoy me as much as our form recently. I've reversed the dates, so if I go down here, we started off brilliantly. We didn't get beat till we played Crystal Palace towards the end of September. Then we went on a good run, got beat a couple of times, good run, got beat a couple of times, bit of a mini run. It's like on, off, and then recently we are off with a passion. Fucking no one's turning up, everyone's switched off. 4 defeats on a bounce that took us from being playoffy to mid-table-y. They're brand new words I've just invented. But by April the 1st, we bounced right back a bit. Form had picked up. We were finding ourselves in 6th, which is great. Won 19. So many games in this league. Drawn 11, lost 10. Adam Ida is now the 2nd in the goal scoring charts. Westbrook, 3rd best player in the championship. I don't know if it's him as a player. Does it just fit this tactic? Even though I'm thinking about changing stuff. I don't know. But I thought, that's fantastic. I was buzzing. I was also boring. I'm boring. I'm so fucking boring. I know. I wanted to try and develop something, but I ain't got the time. The other tactic I was quite liking. This is the old volcano. The old ass volcano. I switched to it. It's not perfect, but obviously things picked up. And things had to pick up because last time I showed you we'd lost 4 games on the bounce. We lost another one. That was 5 games, and I thought, right, I ain't got time for this. I've got so much on at the minute. Honestly, there's stuff going on in my life that I can't talk about just yet. But I will. And when I can, you might understand how I'm struggling with time. So, I switched to the volcano. And this is what happened. 3 wins on the bounce, a draw, a win, a loss. A massive chunk of undefeated. Got beat, and then we've not been beat for the last 4 games. I can't complain. Slotted it straight in. Worked like a charm, and we're back up there in the playoffs. We're pretty much the same team we had last year. It's like it's turned a mid-table team into a playoff team. I can't argue with it. I'm loving it. I'm not loving the money. It's disappearing. But you know, it is what it is. We just don't stop making it. It's quite annoying, really. They're still planning the training, which is annoying me. Because when we decided to do that, we had the cash. I thought they'd use that cash for that. I was getting a bit worried about them. Performance-wise, we are improving. Look at our average ratings. Gone up. If I go to my last 5 games, form is brilliant. I can't lie. I mean, Fabry's played a couple of games, and he can't stop scoring when he does play. 2 games, 2 goals. Westbrook is a legend. Westbrook is a legend. Look at Adam. 3 games, no goals last year. This year, 39 games, 24 goals. Not only did we limp our way into the playoffs, we got stuck right into it, but it was tight. I'll show you the results in a minute. It was very, very, very close. We finished 4th on 80 points. 4 points off Brighton in 3rd, but, you know, we could have dropped out. We got Crystal Palace is 77, only a win away from us. Cardiff and Middlesbrough weren't far behind. You'll see for yourself right now, we've drawn Newcastle, the favourites, to win the league. We've had a disappointing season. They offered me the job earlier in the season, and I've got to face him in a playoff against the guy. I mean, whoever's in that job is going to be gunning for me, isn't he? Because he's going to think, oh, you were too big for Newcastle, were you? Staying at little Coventry. I'm going to show you. I need to prove myself against you. So I was worried about that. I mean, I was proud, because obviously we'd been predicted to be, what, here. And yeah, this was our running, and you can see, switch up that tactic to the old faithful. I think it was a good decision. It kind of saved our season, really, because, I mean, we lost a couple of games. And look at that last final running. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, after Sunderland, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 games undefeated. And pushed us right up, not only into the playoffs, right into them. We played Newcastle not long ago and drew with them. Can't remember what the other result was, to be fair. Let's try and find Newcastle earlier in the season. There we go. We drew. So we've drawn with them twice. So I did feel like we could maybe do something. Well, the first leg didn't go to plan. Live on national television at the mighty St James's Park. Newcastle handed it to us. They were just so good. In the other playoff, Fulham faced Brighton and beat them 2-0. So we needed a miracle. And if we found a miracle, we were probably going to be playing Fulham in the final. But we couldn't produce one. They not only beat us, they put 3 past us again, which really pissed me off. I mean, we bagged a couple, which was great. But it was always going to be an uphill battle, wasn't it? So we got to the playoffs, which was brilliant. We didn't get to a playoff final. There's always next year. Fulham went away to Brighton and got beat, but went through 2-1. Then they beat Newcastle 0-0, won on penalties. Fulham sneak into them playoffs, get into 6th. We're 4th, only 3 points ahead of them. I mean, they got a net just on goal difference above Crystal Palace. You know, when you're the bottom team in the playoffs, everyone writes you off. No one should have wrote them off. They've gone through, and fair play. Fair play to them. I mean, that looks good. Disappointed, yeah. It's been a long time. I think the last couple of playoffs I've been in, I've won. It's been a long time since I've not even got to a final of a playoff, so it's humbling. And this is my squad. I mean, what can I do, really? I mean, a lot of these guys, the real guys, have all got contracts. I've got a couple of good young players. If I give a couple of these young players a chance, are we really going to perform enough to get out of this division, or are we going to take a step back and have to build? It's going to be longer and longer in the Championship. I don't know about some of these loans. I don't know what I'm going to do. Can I keep just loaning in and hoping if I try and build a team as good as this and maybe a bit better with loans and maybe the odd freebie, hopefully. Can we volcano our way into the Premier League if we played like we did for the second half of the season, the whole season? We're freaking winning the league, I think. I might have to see, just to see what if that old tactic still works. But the thing is, I've got no one to sell unless someone big comes in again for one of my younger players. It is what it is. It's going to be another hard slog of a season. It's not the most exciting rebuild, I know. But hopefully you're going to stick with it. So there you have it. That is the end of episode 3 of Rebuilding Coventry City. Hopefully I can get episode 4 to you as quick as possible. I've just dipped my toes into that season and trying to sort out transfers and so on. So there's a long way to go. So might be a while before you see episode 4. But when I do bring out episode 4, I will make the draw for the winner of the competition. I'm not going to do any live draw like I've done in the past. I'm just going to tell you who I've picked out the hat and who's won it. So yeah, good luck to everyone who has entered. Hopefully you enjoy the game. I know it's an old game now, but you know, it's free. So happy days. But yeah, thank you for the support with the series. Thank you for support with everything. Again, smash the like button if you can be bothered. If you want to become a patron, you'll find a link to that down below in the description. Hopefully you're happy, you're safe. Really want you all to be safe because it's scary, isn't it? I had Prince Charles, the future King of England, got coronavirus today. He can't go near his mum. I love the Queen. She can't get hurt. No way. We need to protect the Queen at all costs. Anyway, Have a good one. Yeah. Wash your hands. I'm Booed. I'll see you next time.